Hello, Samurai Jack fans, and welcome back to the AFTERBUZZ TV Samurai Jack After Show. Today we are looking at Season 5, Episode 7, and we'll see you after the opening.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin!
You know, Vision Quests are kind of give and take for me. Like, sometimes they're great and sometimes they're terrible. This, I think, was one of my favorites.
It was so good.
Your Vision Quest is a tea ceremony. Go. Yes!
It was so good.
Welcome back to the AFTERBUZZ TV Samurai Jack After Show, you guys. We are back. We are looking at Episode 7 of Season 5, and I think we've only got 3 episodes after this, if the news is correct.
I
think there's only 3 left.
Ah!
I mean, arc-wise, that makes sense, but it also makes my heart sad.
It's also just like, we're really done. So, Blu-ray release, right?
Yeah.
With me tonight
Specials,
is Mike
features,
Young.
and stuff. Hey guys, you can find me online at OneYoungster, which is ONEYOUNGSTA.
Andrew Mena.
I'm Andrew Mena. Find me on internet at Andrew Mena. Google it if you have trouble.
Joelle Monique.
You can also find me on internet at Joelle Monique and every week at blackgirlnerds.com.
And you can, Megan could not be here this evening. You can find her on the internets at The Menguin, TheMenguin. And I'm Katie Cullen. You can find me all over the social medias at Kiaxet, that is Kiaxet. We have a hashtag for Twitter, which is ABTVJack. We have a live chat for YouTube, so if you have something you want to say, if you've got any questions or comments, any funny things to say, throw them in the hashtag, throw them in the live chat. You may well get a shout out.
Hi to all the people in there.
Hello, all the people on the live chat.
Hey.
Welcome to the show.
Hassan lives in my shows, basically. He's
Hassan.
great. He's just great.
Y'all are beautiful.
Yeah, so we finally get to see how he lost the sword.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what
Yes.
a great way to do it.
Oh, man.
The first time, this was the first time
Are
we
you
see that
okay?
through this season,
Are you
right?
okay?
No.
No?
No,
It's
not
the
the
first
first.
time,
Not the
what?
first. It's the third
Is it?
time.
Yeah.
Okay, he's not had an impact on me this
He's not
season.
interacted with Jack yet.
We hear him on
Yeah.
the phone.
Yeah.
We hear him on the phone. We saw him with the mud people that track mud into his palace.
And Melee.
Yes, of course. How could I forget? So, the way he
You were
enters
just that excited, aren't you?
No, because when he shows up, it's just so unexpected. I'm like, he finally found it, like, not registering that it's not the same Jack. And I'm like, he
Yeah.
finally found a portal
It's
and
like,
he's
oh,
gonna
that's
get
old
out
school
of here.
Jack.
And then his hand, just I'm like, no.
And I mean,
Oh, I
like,
know.
even if you register that that's a flashback, you still have this moment of, oh my god, he's gonna, oh my god!
Yeah. He gets so close. He's basically there.
And it was interesting that we actually saw Jack break, and we started in real life seeing the
Yes.
manifestation of
Yeah.
Angry Jack, or Hallucination Jack, or whatever the heck we're calling him. But, you know, that guy, the shoulder devil.
Red Jack.
Well,
Red
and
Jack.
we actually see
New
the,
jacket. No.
I feel like,
Jack City?
I think this is the birth of Red Jack, too,
Oh, yeah,
this
absolutely.
opening.
Yeah.
And
This
it's so
moment.
perfect to see him break in that moment and just be, like, pissed.
And can we...
That was the
It's
last time,
awesome.
Portal. Bye.
Can we also talk about how, like, after the moment where he has to fight the beasts, like he kills them all in a brain shot, one shot,
Oh, yeah.
every single
Yeah.
one of them. It's like efficient,
He
brutal,
was
like
very, very efficient.
Yeah.
Like,
You
was
think he
like,
survived
hey,
this long
pow.
without being efficient?
no. I think that's the point being made, but it's just very like it's stark and horrifying when you, especially with our reveal of like these are still the baby rams.
Yeah, they're just like the little happy baby rams.
You guys,
Also, if you look at past episodes when he's fighting organic and living creatures as opposed to robots, he beats the heck out of them where he finds ways to fix them. He doesn't kill them.
Yeah.
And this is murder of innocent blood because they are trying to kill him, but they've also been screwed up on the
Like
spot by a
turned and
coup.
stuff.
Tiny
I
little
shed real
sheeplings.
Little
tears.
sheep babies. They were so cute.
I shed real tears because after we got to see how when he thought he killed the children, and he was so
Yeah,
devastated, and that was the thing that finally pushed him over the edge. Now understanding that that's the second time he thinks that
Yeah,
this has
it's like a
happened, that he's
flashback
murdered
to that.
innocents. Oh my gosh, real tears happened when I was watching this. It was so moving, and it's only the first like 2 minutes of the show.
We were
Yeah.
sitting there going, oh, they're so cute. And then Aku shows up and I'm like, oh no. Oh no.
It's like, here they come.
And so the sword physically isn't there. They've summoned a giant cockatiel, owl.
I love that
something.
cockatiel thing. That was so cute.
Like,
It
I'm
was
pretty
so
sure it's
graceful.
supposed to be more of an owl than a cockatiel, but giant white bird cockatiel's my go-to.
I was
thought
amazed.
it was a dove, but it was elegant.
I was amazed at how like gracefully it just kind of like floated down. Yeah.
Well, Jack
Yeah.
making friends with animals is a theme this season.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because he's always pushed being more in tune with nature as opposed to Aku's mechanics and discord. Like,
Yeah.
I have no idea. But he's like, Samurai Jack, friend of the animals.
Well, I don't think
They give him rides.
But
I
I
feel
like
like Aku comes in the form. I'm sorry, Aku comes in the form of people a lot, and I feel like that was a lot of Jack distancing himself from human beings and be able that wolf took good care of Jack. I think he's like maybe found more support in animals than he has in mankind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the sword physically isn't there, which raise your hand if you're surprised. And we have to go on a quest to find it because it's not, I didn't lose the sword. The sword went, we're finished.
The sword left me.
The sword
yes.
broke up with me.
It's a harsh
was-
realization.
I didn't realize a sword could do that.
It's a magic
Because
sword that was
it's-
granted by the
it's
deities
more than
of
a sword. It's got its own kind of feelings and I guess power around it. It's got its own essence.
Let me-
Well, and we have this flashback that was evidently straight from, it's not a flashback, it's the end of the Vision quest, but it parallels the backstory episodes talking about Jack's dad and how he got the sword. Same thing, proved his worthiness, they helped him out, and then they gave him a magic sword, and it's Odin and Ra and Rama. Like, so it's the heads or at least big names of 3 different pantheons, none of which are yours. Okay.
Yeah.
Look, don't ask
Question mark?
Don't ask questions. This is a cool show.
Did we ever get that backstory before of how
Yeah,
Dad
it was
got
in
the
the
sword?
it was a 2-parter in the original series.
I just don't recall.
Me neither. Because when I saw him, I was like, "Oh, is that new?"
I
was
don't
like,
think
"Is that
it's
new?"
one of the best known episodes, but it is a thing and it exists. But you know, episodes of Samurai Jack are hard to find because what are Blu-ray releases?
So just let me ask this because I
Yeah.
thought that his dad gave him the sword.
Yes.
Okay,
His
so that's what I
dad
thought.
initially got
But
it
he's
from
never
the
met these.
gods.
But he's never met these gods before. This is his first time.
Evidently, because I
essentially.
pulled up the wiki and did my research
Yeah.
with all the other people who did the research before me. And evidently he had met Odin and Ra before, and Rama he
okay.
not.
Interesting.
So I'm absolutely gonna roll with that. Jack has run with Odin, sure.
Sure.
I'm down.
Totally. Why not?
I like
But
it.
yeah, he sits down and has this vision quest, and it's hopping across stones, and it's working his way across a lake and going through a shrine's not the right word, through a torii gate, and having tea with
Once
this.
Buddha,
again,
right?
showing
He
the
looks like a
incredible
Buddha
art.
or a Buddhist person. Oh, the art's incredible.
I was
Oh
gonna
my
say
God.
from the sun that then becomes like a portal showing the passing of day to night,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
to be on like a sea of endless sky, just and then passing through that in multiple phases of the day. Like it was just such a beautiful abstract way to show time passing when you could have
Oh,
easily
yeah.
just done like.
Yeah, I loved the raft that he made and all of that.
Yeah.
Just the meditation bit.
At
top
one point,
quality,
it
man.
becomes like a 90s sunset. It's like pink and aqua green, and I was like, I dig it. It's gorgeous.
Just this entire series is a masterclass in color theory.
Right.
This last season especially. But yeah, he sits down and does the traditional tea ceremony, and I love that the tea ceremony, which is very specific and has certain steps, and you're supposed to do this and then do that and do it in this order, this amount of times, etc. It's supposed to be very calming if you know what you're doing and don't have to be like, okay, next I do this. Like,
Yeah.
once you've got it down, and Jack would know that because he's nobility. And there are certain things that you learn, and that's one of them. I loved it being cut back to Ashi wrecking an army.
Yeah. Oh, the cuts back and forth between Murder Queen and tea ceremony.
So
Oh,
good.
God, my
She
Murder
was
Queen.
not playing.
No.
That,
So
she
good.
was not playing. And it's funny because she has like the nice like nature fashions.
Yeah.
And then she was just like, I've got to punch you all in the face.
Oh my God.
I love that we stayed sort of DBZ and kept all of the parts covered despite the fact that clothes were coming off all over the place.
Yes,
true.
I really appreciate the taunting that happened back and forth at the top of it. Like, what a great army to pit her against! Like, just a bunch of like
Idiots.
dude bros. Well, yeah, just a bunch of dude bros who are like, "This girl thinks she can take us. We're gonna take her for limb." I'm waiting.
She
And my
she literally
favorite-
mowed them down.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think my favorite little bit that has to do with this army was just, the people way at the back. What's he talking about? I think he said something about squirrels. I love squirrels. When's lunch?
That's really cute.
That everyone's been in a crowd situation
Yeah, it's
where
like,
someone's
"Huh?"
saying something and you're in the back going,
What are they saying?
what is happening? My parents went to a mystery dinner where they did that, and they didn't get any of the clues because they were sitting way in the back. So they made everything up, and so they gave them buttons that said "clueless" at the end because they weren't close to anything.
That's great.
Still have those buttons.
Adorable.
My parents have
for
a good
life.
sense of humor, but it's that sort of thing. Those are the guys with the clueless buttons way in the back.
Yeah, they're like,
They were
"Hey,
not
look, we're
prepared
just
to get
following
murdered.
everybody else.
Yeah.
They were not prepared to get just utterly wrecked.
Yeah.
It's
exciting. It's such a good fight
Yeah.
sequence. There's
It's
so
almost
many
like
things
they didn't
she
even
does.
have skills.
Yeah. It's almost like
Like
that.
they weren't even white belts.
When you're a grunt in an army, those aren't the kind of skills you have or need.
Yeah.
Here's your weapon. Here's where to point it. Follow orders.
True.
Boom.
Yeah.
And then an army like that, you usually just overwhelm with sheer numbers and call it a day. It's like a zombie apocalypse. But yeah, so
Warfare is
we
a lot
have
like
that.
a zombie apocalypse. You heard it here.
And then we have Mom Ashi showing up,
Oh, man.
like the
You
high
called it.
the high priestess of the cult of Aku. And on one hand, I'm very happy she came back, and on the other hand, boy, did this feel quick.
Yeah, it was
Not
very
for
fast.
me.
That
No?
said, it only feels quick because we're so late in the game already. Like
This is
this
true.
doesn't feel like an episode 7. We're just like, no, please, we're on episode 2, right?
I was expecting a whole episode of let's go face down Mom
Yeah.
and the rest of the cult.
I-
And we do still have the rest of the cult somewhere, I
Oh,
assume.
yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, Mom fell. We did not see her body after the fact, so
She kinda
throwing
took
that
a-
out.
Okay, but that's
She took
a
an arrow in the middle,
That's a
and
Disney
she got a
villain death.
like the three panels of
Yeah,
death.
whenever you do the
But
3
that
panels
said-
of death, she's dead.
I mean, okay, I agree,
Nobody
but I also
knows
think that
that.
it's open-ended enough that if she came back, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm with
I
Andrew.
disagree. Disney villain death.
But we're not on
So you,
board.
you gotta hit her with the.
No,
Okay.
no,
I mean-
no. If you-
Falling from that high of a place,
But we
unless
don't
she
know that she
also
completely
has
fell.
a
And the show
Falcor that
isn't
she can call,
Disney.
she's done.
How do
well,
you know
this
she
show
doesn't
isn't
have
Disney.
Falcor?
Like, this show's not afraid to show, like, a clear-cut death. So, I mean, maybe. I got the sense that she was dead, but it also wouldn't surprise me if she came back. But I like that we did this kind of samurai quick turnaround thing where it's like, if the daughters didn't, if there's, everybody's talking about the samurai in the last couple of episodes, so word is spreading, like, still around, people are looking for him. So if she finds out, like, okay, well, I can't find my daughters, samurai's still out there, somebody's got to do this business, like, we're birthing more babies now, probably, but in the meantime, someone
throwing
needs to
them in
try to
hot
stop this
coals.
guy.
Yeah,
Exactly. So I feel like
Tar bath.
her coming
I was
down,
like, is she naked? She was naked the
She
whole
was
time?
naked the whole time.
yeah, that's a steamy show.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, wow, Samurai Jack is so X-rated.
It's like this. It's like this show just changed for a second. Cause
It's like it's a Dawn of
Just a
Swim.
second.
Yeah.
We had a literal penis head joke last episode.
did.
You're
That
right,
was,
you're right.
And it was
that
perfection.
threw me
That
more
guy
than
looks
anything
like a
else.
penis. I love that.
It
But
was
yeah.
the full into the adult
Oh,
swim
God.
of it all.
Hassan Yusuf saying he's going to make an Ashi Overwatch play of the game gif. I need that. If you made it, I need it in
yes,
my life.
tag
That
me
would
in
be
that.
hilarious.
I
love
need
that.
it in my life.
We're all here for it.
Yeah, so let's wrap up Jack's quest a little bit. I love that it was just, well, you had all the right ingredients, but it's terrible. You're
Yeah.
like, man, if I got a magical sword every time I made a shitty cup of tea, I would be drowning in legendary weapons.
Man.
Could you imagine if you had like a total life epiphany with each cup of tea as well, though?
I think I would drink tea either more often or less. I don't know. I feel like a small daily epiphany would just be really super helpful.
Right? Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah. Although
like,
fighting
oh,
one's
life.
inner demons isn't always good.
It's like, oh no, go that way. And it's like, oh, thank you.
Excellent.
Well, that is how I start my work days. I have a tea service at my desk to the point where people know if they need tea, they can come to me.
You
Like,
do your tea ceremony every morning to relax.
absolutely.
Right.
It takes me half an hour.
This is
and
canon. Everyone
No.
who is imagining Katie's life, imagine that.
And then there's a red Katie that's like, kill everybody you work with. no.
No, she-
No.
Let her do her tea ceremony. Just give her half an hour.
You're still angry from the traffic on the 101. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I did like that. Like, you're not balanced. That's why you can't do this.
Absolutely. I love that.
Yeah.
And like the letting go of the anger is like
Yeah.
the whole part of it. Yeah, I love that too.
Also, the characterization on the red samurai and crazy jutted out jaw. And his
Yeah.
face is just so angry.
Teeth.
Like
Yeah.
Wonderful.
the very Ren and Stimpy-ish kind
Yeah.
of facial
Yeah.
expressions.
It's a perfect example.
Hyper-exaggerated.
Yeah. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, the design on that is fantastic. And again, the fact that we see shades of it in the flashback when he
Yeah.
just kills the sheep is... Okay, yeah. Oh my God, they were sacrificial lambs.
Oh,
Damn
it!
You guys.
Talk about having a
So
small
good.
epiphany once a day.
Nice.
I also had an epiphany about Ashi, and this is her first eye squint, her Samurai Jack-esque eye squint. We've talked about passing the torch to Ashi. That is my first oh yeah, they're gonna do that. They're absolutely doing that right now.
I
guys-
would not at all be surprised.
She took down an army the way Jack has in every other episode of the first season.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Jack hasn't murdered everyone
and
in the
the- and
world.
the
She
bird- That's
she
true.
was up to blood in her elbows. She was
Right.
up to her elbows in blood. That's how it goes.
Yes.
But
That
the
phrase.
bird also nuzzled her, so that shows she's made
She's
her
making the
her
steps.
full
Yeah.
connection. The animals like her. She's wearing leaves. Everybody's happy. I mean, besides
She
army
finally
people.
has
And you
the
know
power
what?
to say no.
If she's
Yeah.
able to get the sword for herself, the people will give her clothes. You get the clothes when you get the sword.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
true.
Yeah,
It's
they
canon
did.
now.
They were
Here's your
fresh,
key.
clean
Have fun.
clothes.
Yeah.
And he was
You
just
get like a hot
And a
clean
shave and a
shave.
haircut.
And a shave and a haircut.
Like,
Yeah.
I was like,
Holy
man.
cow.
How nice. And they even probably trimmed the sideburns and all of it.
Well, and it's
So
a
nice.
return to form. If you kind of map this on the hero's journey, he's just come out from the backside of hell.
Yeah.
And
Literally.
we are ready to clear things up.
Joseph
So-
Campbell, what are you doing here?
So yeah, we have Jack having done his tea ceremony vision quest and taken down both hallucinations at this point
Yeah.
because we dealt with the Green Samurai and we dealt with Angry Jack, and next stop Aku.
Next time.
So do
And
we
that
have-
shot at the end where they were like, "Aku," and it was,
Boom.
I was just like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah.
On.
screen cap that, make it my desktop.
Yeah.
Do we have any final thoughts on this episode?
Gosh, what an episode.
Just the stingers, the ending, comedic moments here, even to
Yeah.
the end where the last army guy's there and Jack's like, "You've been busy," and he's just, "Ow."
like, well, he's dying a slow and painful
Oh,
death.
yeah.
That's good.
The last 3 episodes have been so heavy and so deep and done so well, and they're great to watch, but to emerge kind of victorious side by side with comedy, I really, really enjoyed this
Yeah,
episode. It's
me
like a
too.
breath of fresh air.
I also just wanted to point out that she threw that arrow that killed her mother.
Yeah, she
Oh,
did.
chucked
yeah.
it. Just
Yo.
chucked it like a maniac. That's amazing. That's like Dungeons and Dragons barbarian stuff. How does a human being accomplish that?
It's Ashi.
It's
I
Ashi,
mean,
man.
there are some things you just don't question.
Play the game. Tag me in it. I want to
Play
see
the
it.
game. I really want to see that play
Yeah.
the game.
I think she accomplished her
Killed
own
Mom.
kind of journey herself, because it's like, okay, in this episode she got the little nuzzle from the bird, so it's like, cool, I made my nature connection, and not only have I distanced myself from the mother, but I have
Overcome.
I have
Confronted.
overcome her.
Yeah.
I have removed that problem.
She even has
if
that
you will.
mini conversation where mom's like, "Oh yeah, we taught you everything," and she's like, "No, you lied to me," and
Like,
points
you
it all
set
out.
us up to die from the
Yeah.
moment we were born.
Yeah,
True.
calls it
All
out.
right.
Especially the one that got thrown off the cliff. He was just like,
Yeah, I know.
Blow by.
Poor girls.
All right. So before we swing into predictions, I want to talk to you guys really quickly about iTunes. Thank you so much to everyone who has gone onto our iTunes podcast, who has rated and commented and subscribed. When you do that, you help keep us on the air as an after show. Our producers do look at these comments and at these ratings, and if they see that you like the show, then hey, we get to come back next week, and it's super fun. Also, when you leave good ratings, it helps people to find us. So when they search Samurai Jack, we are higher up in the iTunes ratings. And of course, when you leave a review, you get a shout out on the air. I know it's been a few weeks since we've done these, and since we have a little time, I want to take the time to go ahead and read the most recent.
Yay!
We have one of my favorite podcasts from Beatrice the Gold. It may be only the second podcast, but you guys are already in my top 10. Oddly enough, Katie, Megan, and Joelle in various spots on the list. Don't worry, we love you too.
Nice.
We have amazing panel from Kalivsak, I believe is how you say it. You guys are awesome, period. I live in Alaska where nerd culture is about as hard to find as a warm day. And I have to say, your after shows are always a treat. I get so much more out of my shows with your theories and discussions, whether it be noticing something I didn't or reaffirming that I'm not crazy and something is afoot. Katie and Megan make me laugh so hard, I will sometimes test a show just to watch your panels. Keep up the incredible work. Oh, friends.
Warm hearts all around. Wow. That is, thank you.
So good.
Wow.
So good. Thank you guys for watching.
Well, I hope that we're warming your day way up in Alaska.
Yeah.
we're getting back into 30 Days of Sunlight, right? Like that. We're getting back into sunlight. That's about the right season. Yeah.
Fingers
I
crossed.
think so.
I know a lot about Alaska.
Yeah, so much Alaska. All right, we have a few minutes. Let's swing into predictions.
Yes.
And a light show.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So we have a few pieces on the board.
Yes.
Jack has the sword.
Yes.
Ashi is with them. Mom has been removed. Whether or not it's permanent remains to be seen. And we do still have Scaramouche heading back to Aku with the now inaccurate information
Way
that Jack no
inaccurate.
longer has the sword. And we have the Scotsman and his many daughters presumably gathering allies and trying to bring people into the fold for a final confrontation. And we have 3 episodes to wrap this up in.
Oof.
I don't think we're getting a happy ending. I am honestly expecting mutual destruction for Jack and Aku, and for Ashi to pick up the reins and carry on into a new future.
Yeah, you guys talking about how Ashi is going to get past the sword and seeing the ways in which she's embarked on Jack's journey herself now and starting from him. Yeah, I think Jack gonna die. I think he is dead and done for. But I think that he also maybe doesn't get the final blow for Aku. I think that'll belong to Ashi. I'm not sure why yet. I'm still thinking about this theory, but I definitely think that we're gonna have to say goodbye to Jack, which I'm actually okay with because I would love to
Let
see a
the
series
man
of Ashi.
rest. Let the man
He's
rest.
done so much, so
Yeah.
much.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Let him go be with his papa.
Well, and I talked a little bit on a video that I haven't put up on my YouTube channel yet. That's on today's
Future
to-do
video.
list. Yeah.
We'll talk
About the difference between story fatigue and character fatigue. And we definitely don't have story fatigue, but we absolutely have character fatigue with Jack. There hits a point where your character goes through so much that just as a person, they cannot function anymore. And we've hit that wall. We've seen the depression. We've seen him being somewhat suicidal. We've seen a lot of that. So how much longer do you really want to push with Jack when you know that as a person, he's coming back from the end of his rope, but he's still been there for a good chunk of time?
These are the questions.
So I am okay
questions.
with let the man rest. I am down.
I'm gonna be the rosy guy. I think there's gonna be a Fury Road all the way to Aku. But
Oh my God.
I think at the end he steps into a time portal that Aku has been hiding. He steps into that. A hero's respect towards him and Ashi as a farewell. He goes back to the time he's supposed to be in, and Ashi becomes the, I guess, future hero for everyone to kind of like fix all the Aku stuff that got messed up. And then everybody's happy.
Or it might just be reset. I mean, we have no idea how time travel works
Yeah.
Well,
in
yeah,
this
sure.
show.
And
Yeah.
like, yeah. So prediction-wise, like I pretty much agree with all of you. So I'll throw a new idea at you since we have a couple seconds left. What if Jack accomplished the task, has his own time portal, and knows that he has to go through all of this in order to be the person that can actually beat Aku? And so he jumps out of a time portal, beats Aku, and then is like, "Good job, self!" Shakes hands with himself, and then sends himself back into the past.
God bless.
Good job.
Wouldn't that be great, guys?
Self.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
And on
What a
that
twist.
note, we do need to swing on out of here because there is a show after us
Yeah.
that if you like our animated block on AfterBuzz, I'm sure that you will love. So thank you guys so much for watching. Where can the people find you?
Find me online at One Youngster, which is OneYoungsta.
I'm Andrew Mena. Find me on the internet at Andrew Mena or on Instagram at the Andrew Mena.
Hey guys, I'm Joelle Monique. You can find me all over the internet at Joelle Monique and every week at blackgirlnerds.com.
And you can find Megan on the internets at The Menguin, TheMenguin. And I'm Katie Cullen. You can find me all over the social medias and on YouTube at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. We've got 2 new shows from me starting this week. Robots in Disguise, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. And Red vs. Blue, Season 15, this Thursday
Nice.
at 7 p.m. Also, Iron Fist is ending this week. So
Finally.
That's a thing. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye guys.
Peace.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.